During deep diving tests east of Cape Cod, the nuclear submarine USS Treasure suffered a failure at depth. Radio traffic suggested flooding and loss of power as the crew tried to surface. Moments later, contact ended. All 129 on board, including sailors and shipyard personnel, were lost. The tragedy became a turning point for the US Navy. In its aftermath, the Navy created SubSafe, a strict safety program for design, construction, and maintenance. SubSafe changed how American submarines are built and certified, and it's often credited for preventing later losses. Treasure remains the deadliest US submarine accident and a solemn lesson about system, quality control, and the unforgiving nature of deep water. In the Barents Sea, KURSK joined a major naval exercise. A faulty torpedo is believed to have exploded, triggering a second, larger blast. The submarine sank with 118 on board. Confusion delayed the search, and by the time international help arrived, no one survived. The image of the racetrack and letters recovered from inside became a symbol of loss. Investigation focused on torpedo propellant, maintenance, and emergency response. The case led to renewed attention on rescue readiness and transparency during naval accident. KURSK is remembered not only for the scale of the loss, but for the families who pushed for answer and reform that followed. On sea trials in Liverpool Bay, HMS THETIS suffered a torpedo tube mishap that led in seawater. The bow floated and the submarine stuck on the seabed within sight of shore. 4 men escaped using an aft chamber, but 99 people died, including Royal Navy crew, shipyard staff, and observer. The disaster prompted a design change across British and Australian submarines, including safety hatch known as the THETIS clip. Those changes aimed to prevent the exact error that doomed the boat. THETIS was later raised and recommissioned as HMS Thunderbolt, but the original loss remained a powerful lesson in testing, procedures, and the human cost of small mistakes at sea. The USS Scorpion failed to return from patrol in the Atlantic, later found on the seabed, and the 99 crew are lost. The exact cause remained debated. Analysts have weighted mechanical failure, possible battery or torpedo issues, and structural factors. What's certain is that the shock felt across the fleet and the families who waited for the news. Scorpion's story is often told alongside efforts to improve tracking, maintenance, and forensic study of deep ocean wrecks. Decades on, the submarine rests as a war grave. Part mystery, part warning about how fast events can unfold at depth. On exercise in the Yellow Sea, Submarine 361 suffered a catastrophic onboard failure that depleted oxygen. All 70 aboard died. The boat drifted silently for days before fishermen saw its periscope above the surface. Official statement pointed to an engine-related issue while submerged. The tragedy drew rare public acknowledgement and led to command changes and an internal reviews. It's also highlighted how a routine training mission can turn fatal without visible warning. The loss of 361 remains one of the deadliest peacetime submarine accidents in East Asia. Operating at snorkel depth in the Barents Sea, the diesel-electric S-80 experienced icing of the snorkel fault. Flooding followed, power failed, and the submarine descended uncontrollably. All 68 aboard died. Salvage years later allowed investigators to study what happened, including why propulsion wasn't shifted and why an emergency blow wasn't executed in time. The finding fed into a training and equipment practices for cold weather operations. S-80 is often cited as a stark example of how environment, design, and human factors can combine in seconds. While operating in the Mediterranean Sea of Toulon, the French submarine EURYDICE was lost with 57 sailors. A geopolitical lab recorded a shock wave consistent with an underwater explosion around the time the contact ceased. Recovery teams later found a wreckage in depth. The exact cause was never fully determined, and the EURYDICE became a somber marker in French naval history. Memorials and archival work have kept the story present, emphasizing the need for best possible monitoring and rapid response. Even during routine operation, near home waters. During a torpedo exercise in the Bali Sea, KRI Nanggala 402 went missing with 53 on board. An international research found debris and confirmed the submarine had sunk. Imagery indicated that hull had broken on the seabed. Officials discussed a likely power failure and rapid descent beyond crush depth. The nation mourned as each sailor received an honor. Nanggala's loss spurred discussion on maintenance, refit quality, and regional rescue cooperation, including practical steps aimed at giving future crews more options when seconds counts. MINERVE vanished during a routine exercise near Toulon with 52 on board. For decades, family pressed for answers. In 2019, searches finally located the wreck at more than 2,300 meters depth, confirming the resting place and allowing memorials at sea. Whether technical factors have been discussed, but a definitive single cause remains uncertain. The discovery brought some closure and renewed focus on data retention, search technology, and the need to keep historical cases visible for lesson learned. ARA San Juan reported trouble and then went silent. An international search mobilized ships, aircraft, and analysts. The CTBTO detected an unusual hydroacoustic event consistent with impulsion near the least known position. A year later, a private team found the wreck at about 900 meters depth. All 44 aboard had died. The case prompted reviews for maintenance, rescue capacity, and communication, and it reminded the world how difficult deep-sea forensic can be. Families led the effort to keep search going and to honor the crew services. In the Norwegian Sea, the deep-diving submarine KOMSOMOLETS reported a fire while operating at depth. The crew fought the blaze and made an emergency ascent, but the systems were badly damaged. On the surface, cold, rough sea and smoke made rescue difficult. Some sailors reached life rafts, others could not escape in time. In all, 42 men died. Investigators pointed to the fire, cascading failures, and harsh conditions on the surface. The case led to changes in fire safety, emergency gear, and cold water survival training. While docked in Mumbai, the Kilo-class SINDHURAKSHAK suffered explosion and a major fire in the forward section. The submarine floated and partially sank at the pier. 18 sailors were lost. Firefighters and crew responded within minutes, but heat and smoke blocked entry. A board of inquiry examined ammunition handling, oxygen system, and procedures. The Navy tightened the rules for loading and storage and improved pier side safety drills. The loss showed that serious risk exists, not only at sea, but also during routine port operation.